Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Spittin' Seeds. I'm Seed Person One, and it is good to see everybody back after a week. Let me get set up here. I need to get the link and get my chat all set up, and hopefully some people start jumping in here pretty soon. I see here. It has been a fucking week. I'm gonna put the link in chat if anybody wants to jump in, and I will get that pinned. Get that pinned. Let me pause this. And let me pop out my chat. Bear with me, y'all. I'm getting set up here. It's a one-man show. All right. Oh, let me minimize this real quick. What's up? Automation is freedom. Yes, it is. And collective marijuana. Cheers. And Haas is here. Wow, people are rolling in. Awesome. Well, the link is up there if anybody wants to jump in. Otherwise, let me get straight into a bit of a life update. Um, It's been a lot of packing. I moved my last day of work up to the 3rd, so I will be no longer employed on the 3rd, and I will be able to focus completely on this whole packing situation that we got. And we're going to be moving hopefully at the beginning of May. We'll be in Colorado. What's up, APM? Cheers. Ty Sticks, Loyalty Gardens. Good to see y'all. Yeah, not much going on other than running around like a fucking chicken with its head cut off trying to get all this set up to get to Colorado. So I have the topic is open panel if anybody wants to jump on and share your gardens or ask questions or tell me something I'm wrong about. I will take any of that. We welcome everybody, and as long as I know you, I should say, because if I don't know you, then I'm not going to let you in. But I do know Jason. He is here, or he's joining, I guess. There he is. What's up, Jace? How you doing, bro?
Going
Hey, man. Let me oh, there you go. Yeah, it looks like you're all set up there. How you doing?
pretty good. Back from work, getting things ready, getting settled in,
Nice.
getting ready for the show. What's going on today? We got open panel going on.
Well, I was a little rushed, to be honest, and so I didn't really come up with any topic particularly off the top of my head, but I figured we'd get into something and then I can always change the title later. So it looks like I planned it, except when they listen to it, I guess they're gonna hear this and they'll know I'm lying. So
I call
you
you a
smoke.
liar.
That's right. I got called a liar at work by my boss's son.
Oh
And
shit.
I was like, fuck you, bro. He's like, you never do that. And I was like, I do it on every single job. And he's like, don't lie to me. And I'm like, I'm not fucking lying to you. He's like, I was so pissed at him, but I let it go and I breathed and I was like, guess what? I never have to see you again in a week.
New place, new job. Ain't gonna deal with your ass no more.
Oh yeah, for sure. And honestly, man, the job thing, I don't know. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I know it's gonna be something I enjoy because I've been doing enough of this like slave wage shit, or wage slave, I guess. Um, and I really think that if I can get my costs down in terms of like starting to grow my own food, get some chickens, meet up with some like local people, and I think that I won't necessarily need to have like a full-time, you know, job or anything like that. I think I can mostly do supplemental stuff, but yeah, we'll see. I can always
Start
build
making your own
houses.
yogurt.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I was thinking
At
more
least
like condiments. I could make mayonnaise and ketchup and shit.
that'd be cool. Like if you could package that shit and sell it if it was infused.
Oh yeah, that would be badass. That's a great idea, dude. Like
Like those,
off-grid living, make all your own shit and then infuse, versions of everything so that you can, yeah.
like a little mayonnaise packet for your burger. It's
Yeah, but it's
infused.
got weed in it. I love it. You smoking on anything right now?
No, not yet. Like I said, I just got home. I had to get everything ready in here.
Mm,
I probably will though later on after the show. I've been
nice.
doing edibles. I like to alternate or take a break. So yeah, I'll probably get on some. I might dig out the old raspberry parfait.
Nice. Now, you were telling me on Instagram that you weren't happy with some of your plants. Do you want to talk about that or
Yeah,
share
I
any of that?
mean,
You don't have
well,
to.
oh no, no, yeah, for sure. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. Like I said, I'm still new into growing for the most part. This is only my fifth grow, I think. But I mean, it's hard to say without growing these genetics before because I don't know if this is just how it's supposed to be or not. But yeah, I had a couple plants that yeah, that just weren't. I can show you here in a second. Hang on, let me get this off.
Yeah, and I'm coming. Let me spotlight you. I can't. Weird. Well, let me turn my video off then. Oh, I guess it won't let me spotlight somebody if it's uh two two people here. All right. I think you should be the only one on screen now. So run us through it.
Yeah, so I got. I mean, like these I'm happy with. This is that Gelato 41. It's fine. These, shit, I've never seen buds like this before. These are just so weird looking, like a rosebud kind of shape going on to it. I'll get
Oh, I
in with
see
my,
that. Yeah, that's interesting. Big
yeah,
old
there's a,
calyxes.
yeah, and they're not that big. I mean, all these buds, they're not, I mean, maybe the size of my thumb.
Hmm,
It smells good though. It smells really good. This is that gelato biscotti or biscotti gelato.
nice.
But yeah, I don't know. It just, I got that bud's growing sideways.
Hmm, it's crazy.
Yeah, but really, this bud looks normal right there. That's part of the same plant. I just noticed that.
Huh. I don't know. Maybe. Well, are those the ones that were way up in the light?
Yeah, but I pulled this one away, so it's down. So like right here. So it's still getting good light.
Right. I was thinking, if you're like in a really hot room, even if it's like just your arm, your whole body's gonna sweat. So if that top bud was stressed out from the light being so close, the whole plant as a whole might have reacted to it and maybe made smaller buds or something as a result. I don't know. That's just thinking out loud. Well, I want to say what's up to Ice and I. Welcome, bro.
This one
Cheers,
looks like
everyone.
the stem detached down there. There.
Hmm.
It's weird. Yeah, the same thing here with this one. I mean, like these buds, I mean, they're small. They're barely the size of my finger. Not much
Wow.
bigger. Yeah. Just don't know what happened with these. They're frosty as shit though. Might be some good edibles. So I'll definitely get my use out of them. But I mean, I mean, this is like the buds I'm used to right there.
There, now you're spotlighted. We needed a third person to jump in.
We needed the Brit.
That
Yeah.
looks good.
These are good buds. This is that Queen of the South. And then Goth Girl over here. Got a big chonker on her.
That's so interesting. That top little foxtail. That's what mine did too. I think yours
Yeah, like
is
right
is a
there.
little chunkier. Mine was like just single calyxes stacked on top of each other. But
I
yeah,
almost
I
want
guess
to just
that's
like pinch it, pinch it off, but I'm gonna leave it on there. Cal's probably watching. He'll probably get mad at me for touching it.
Now, have you checked your root zone temperature? Because sometimes that can be a cause of foxtailing.
Yeah, I've got soil sensors there. Not in all of them, but I got one in this tent, one in the other one, and that's great. It's running mid 60s, high 60s, which is what I had my res set at. I raised it up a little bit. I had it set at 66. I turned it up to 68. I thought it was just a little bit too cool.
If that was that, you'd probably see it all over.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, I've never grown those genetics before, so I don't know. And they still got 2.5 weeks left because I'm just now finishing week 7. Tomorrow starts week 8, so I've got a good, yeah, probably about 2.5 weeks. So that's from flip. That's not from pistol.
I just realized I've been talking and you guys have not been hearing me because I was muted. I was
Oh,
saying that mine did that same thing with that foxtail. I think it's genetics because it was only the top buds that really put out like a tall one. And
Yeah, because these are good down here. I mean, this is, but lay out like these, it's got that real tiny little tip up there. Just want to pinch it off. That smells good.
yeah,
So I added another humidifier down there. So I've got a humidifier for all my tents now. I don't have to move one of them around every time I need it. So that's nice. And
nice.
then I added these exhaust fans, but I'm using them for intake. So they just go into my tent, and then I've got it hooked up to the controller so they can run in conjunction with my exhaust fan. It helps a lot. I wasn't able to get the VPD above 1.2 in here really, but since I've got those on, it's like a piece of cake. It just holds it right at it. I like to run between 1.2 and 1.5 VPD, and the later I get in the flower, the higher I like that to be. Oh, and then I got my clones here. I topped these on Sunday right there to the second node.
Nice. Yeah, I saw that. The side branching's coming up on there. Looks
Yeah,
like nice.
yeah, they're already coming up. So I think these will be good. I think these will finish out okay, and I can just take another cutting, I don't know, maybe like a week or so before those other two tins finish out, and then try to get those rooted again so I can come back in and get my seeds going. Oh, that's another thing. Let me see if I can get this over there. It's freaking heavy. Spring bin.
Ooh,
So it comes with a sorter, and then you got the wire thing there. This is cool. I've never seen this. It has a stainless steel pan.
oh, what brand is that?
That's AC
Oh, I'm
Infinity.
dumb. You said that, and I see that right there. I'm sorry, my wife was texting me about something. I had to
All
reply.
good.
I missed that. But
Yeah.
that's a badass trim bin right there.
I'm gonna like it better than that Tupperware container I've been trimming in.
You
I
get all
feel like a
that dry
real
sift, man.
feel like a true convict now when I'm in trim jail. Well, that's all I got going here. Oh, I was talking to you about that. I put my daughter. She dropped her. She came to me last Friday, and she was like asking me to fix her phone because something was wrong with it. So she hands it to me like the volume's all janky on it, so I couldn't get it to work. And we just bought her this iPad for Christmas, and so I'm messing with the volume, and it's not doing anything. So I restarted it, and it seemed like it was working okay. But then she kept coming back to me, and I'm looking at it, and I see like a little strip at the top on the screen. It's like fogged over. I'm like, wait a second. I said, you dropped this in water? She's like, yeah, like 2 days. She's like 2 days ago. I'm like, oh great, 2 days ago, and you've been using it. So what happened was she has this really bad habit of taking it and like setting it on the side of the bathtub or like on the
Mm,
toilet, like with the lid
mm,
down while she's taking a bath. And I think she dropped it in there or part of it at least. But anyways, I took it out and I put it in the herbs now. I took all
yeah,
those I took all the inserts out so you could still lean it upright. So like the air could blow through the little speaker holes and stuff, whatever, to try to get in there. But yeah, I left it in there for a day and it dried it all the way out. It works fine now.
that's
Worked a
badass,
hell
dude.
worked a hell of a lot better than rice.
Gotta tell Scott.
I know. It's a good marketing ploy right there. It doubles up.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Well, thanks for the tour and the update. Yeah, sorry about those couple plants, but it's just part of
Yeah,
growing.
yeah, it is. I mean, like I said, if anything, it'd be good edibles right there. That'll be enough for my next batch of edibles.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I just made that last batch of edibles, and I got that coffee grinder, so I was able to grind up a lot more and get more in there. I made that last batch, and I've got 7 to 8 ounces of flour in there in this batch of oil I've just made.
Damn.
Yeah,
And
well, it
that
was
that's
30.
that big ardent thing, the
Yeah,
lift.
well, yeah, I had to decarb twice, so I'm doing like 3.5 plus ounces per decarb, and then I used 32 ounces of coconut oil. So I don't know, it probably yielded back 24 ounces because you lose some, it absorbs in that flour, and you just can't squeeze it back out.
Yeah.
but I'll make several batches of
I so
edibles
now
on
you're
this.
muted.
Yeah, do you ever run that again? Like, after you squashed it out and go and put it in again for another? Because sometimes,
Yeah,
because the oil can only absorb so much, can't it?
yeah. I
Uh,
was reading that. I forgot what that was called. It was something solubility or something like that.
Saturation.
yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, I'll always run mine through twice. I
yeah,
decarb it, infuse. Well, I decarb two batches at once, then I infuse with one of the batches I had decarbed, and then I run it through the cheesecloth, wring it out, and then I'll infuse it again with the next batch of bud that I've decarbed.
yeah.
Double infusion gets it to this that saturation point where it can't hold any more molecules. It's complete. They're all the sites are bound on the molecule to the cannabinoids.
No, it's not that. It's
No.
the second run. Because the first run you fully saturated it out, and there's still THC left. It can't absorb anymore, and it's still left in your material. The second run will get some of what couldn't be absorbed. You'll now introduce some fresh oil to it to absorb into that oil. So you don't.
Um, you guys are
So
talking opposite though. I don't know if y'all realize that Jace is doing two infusions in one batch of oil, and you're doing two infusions in two batches of oil with the same cannabis.
yeah,
Yeah, and Jace is using two batches of decarbed cannabis in the same oil to double up on the
yeah.
content. I don't know.
Yeah, but he said after he strained it out, he reintroduces it back to oil again and does it again
No,
for a
he puts
second
Yeah,
run.
another. You use the same batch that you just infused, and you take that in the cannabis with the oil in it, and squeeze it through the cheesecloth, and then take what's in the cheesecloth and put it in another batch of oil.
no, I only use the decarb wheat once with the
Right.
infusion, and after I strain it, then I discard that
Yeah,
decarb
and
flour, and I put a new batch of decarb flour in there to
to
infuse a
get
second time.
a double infusion with two batches of flour. And Isonite is talking about getting all the cannabinoids out of your first batch by using it in a second batch of oil, like infusing the first oil and then getting some fresh oil
Well,
and infusing it again.
getting anything that's left behind after your first batch. It's just like running your pucks, or there's
Yeah.
still some medicine left in there that didn't get absorbed in the first time because there was so much. You might have gone over on the material. You might have put more in there than the oil could have absorbed at that one point. That initial amalgamation of everything. You can only saturate it to a certain level, and so some would still be left in the plant material. If you just squeeze that out and threw that away, you're still throwing out some medicine.
Right.
Yeah,
So
so
are
you can put it in some fresh oil that'll reabsorb some. There's still, whether there's still medicine in it. It might not be as strong as your first batch, but it's still viable for doing tropical, or all these sort of things. You know, or if
so
you can just
do you think that that batch of oil is that's completely saturated with the first run of the material and the second run isn't necessary? I think there's a point where you can't infuse any more cannabis into the oil, like it's completely all bound up with cannabinoids, but
right,
then I think that's like
right.
a
The point,
crazy amount,
the
right?
the point is, no, I don't think it is uh, a crazy amount. The oil that you use, depending on what oil you use, there's only a three spaces. Like if it's fully saturated, polyunsaturated, yeah, there's little spaces for the cannabinoids to attach to.
Right.
But once all the cannabinoids have filled up them spaces, there's still going to be cannabinoids that are not attached to the oil.
Right, but they're suspended in it, is what you're saying?
I'm not exactly sure how it works, and whether
Yeah,
it needs the oil to draw it from the material.
I don't
But
know either. I just
I'm,
heard
I'm
that.
just I'm just thorough and want to get my money's worth.
Right.
So I might even consider taking that if I've just used a decent oil in the first place, taking that pressed stuff and just baking it as well.
Yeah.
And making some cookies. It's all fiber and it's all sort of like chlorophyll, all this good stuff. It is good for you. You know, the chlorophyll's only one chain or away from blood.
Mm,
You know, we can
interesting.
It's a solubility limit. That's what it
Yeah,
is.
that's what I was talking about is, and I remember years ago talking with, I think the American one was on Smart and Crispy's show. We were talking about it, and he was saying that there is a point where you can't, you could keep infusing it, but it's not going to get any stronger. And I don't know exactly what that point is because I think it's different for all the different types of cannabis, like per strain. But like if you just went and infused and infused and infused and infused, at some point you would just be pulling like fully, full strength buds out of that oil, if not adding to it. So,
just the same
yeah,
as when I do my alcohol. Sometimes I'll do a second wash on that.
I have heard of that, a second wash with the alcohol stuff.
Why, when alcohol extracts more than the oil, why would you think, that doing going for a second run on the oil isn't going to benefit when we all know the alcohol is a benefit? So stands to reason if
Right.
if the alcohol didn't extract, and they're pretty damn sure the oil didn't. It's just my opinion.
Well, it's different methods of extracting though. With the oil, you're heating it up and you're binding, you're using a heat reaction. Whereas with the alcohol, you're more breaking the trichomes off and suspending them in the alcohol and then reducing the alcohol down to just the
Uh,
cannabinoids.
even with the alcohol, there's still a saturation point.
Right, I know because I put a whole fucking like 3 grams of hash into a shot glass with alcohol, try to make fucking RSO with it, and it just turned into like glue. It was not, and then they said you need the consistency of milk, is what I want to say. Martial artist might have said. I think I see his name in the chat too. Shout out to the chat because I see all these people tagging me, and I see you there, everybody. Captain Blackheart, cheers to you. That dude sent me a bunch of packs of seeds and stuff that he's already grown and was like, maybe you want to try these. And a nice note. So very much appreciated. Shout out to you. Um, love the community and I love everybody sharing seeds out. And I saw Ice and I had a bunch of seeds that he posted recently too. I think it was.
I've posted. I've done loads of stuff for people just recently. Been
Yeah,
getting
I
it
got
out
some
there.
stuff going out.
You got it going out. I've got it going out. What I was going to say, yeah, getting back to the extraction and whatnot. It's like I said, it's I don't tend to do measures. I don't generally read too much and stuff. I just throw a load of bud in a jar, slap some oil in, which I think might be appropriate, wring it out, and just go again, just in case that I didn't get it the first time. Just in case, and that's all it is, just in case.
Yeah, you don't want to waste anything, and I commend you
Yeah.
for it. Um, I remember back when I was first starting growing and I would throw away all my trim and shit, and I hate myself now for it. Like, what were you doing? So I totally get that. So what do you do with the second batch of oil, how like what do you think it's comparative, like a quarter of the strength or half or of the first
Uh,
batch?
See, I generally I just mix it all together,
I got you.
because it's going to get diluted down. Well, I'm generally doing the RSO anyway, so it's been a while since I've done the oil, so I never used to dilute that down. I just used to put that in capsules and just handful of capsules. But I could take 10 of them, whereas other people could be like two, and they're like, oof, you know. But
Hmm.
I can't really say personally, without a some or one of those blue labs or what can't remember, not
Yeah,
blue lab. You know what I
I know
mean?
what you're
A
talking about. The
THC
T
tester.
check, the T check.
Yeah. Without that, you've got no way of knowing how strong your material is. You know.
Yeah. I saw one of those testers. It was a home kit. I can't remember the name of the brand, but I'd never heard of it before. But it was like, yeah, you can test it home for like $100, plus or minus 1% of THC, but it was only for THC and it didn't test for anything else. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
so
Jay, I was
I'm
gonna
more
say
testing about
Jay's.
like terps, like I would take like 13% THC with like real high terps, over
Mhm,
something that's like 28% THC with no terps. That's
right.
just me.
Right. So I guess it would be more for like, hey, I found this really stinky weed that I like a lot, and I want to know exactly how much THC is in it,
Yeah,
just because
it's
I don't
Yeah,
more
know.
about getting your dosage correct in that circumstance. Yeah,
Right.
you want to know if you're giving it to people, you want to be able to tell people exactly how strong it is. Because they might be used to a dose. They've been buying it commercial and it's all measured out and everything
Yeah, I
else.
want my
You want
10
to be able
milligram
to,
gummy. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, you want to be able to give them some sort of idea of what they're is appropriate for them. And
So
you can't do that just banging your shit together.
the T check device actually is for concentrates like oil and things like that. It's not for your flour,
Yeah,
as
you
I
can
understand it.
you
yeah.
can the other one that does all of them. It only reads up to a certain percentage, but all you do is you dilute it down, and then and then you can work. There's some little math calculation or whatever, just because it'll only read up to a certain amount. Because if you do an RSO, it's going to be quite high above
Yeah,
the. Yeah, but there is ways around it of getting them to work. So I've been told, but they're still expensive. There's
yeah.
still sort. I can't remember how much money they are.
That's why I just when I give people cookies and shit, I just tell them like eat a sixth and wait an hour and then maybe eat another sixth, but don't eat more than half, for the first time. And then if that doesn't work, and I'll always give them like 3 or 4 cookies and say like if the start small, titrate your dose up and find the right level for you because I don't know how strong this shit is because I'll eat like 6 of them and go work and do some shit in the yard or whatever. So everybody's different, especially people that aren't used to it, like you said. Yeah.
If we're all interested in testing our product and stuff. We all can't maybe afford to get one each individually. Just maybe look at maybe getting a sponsor from them or something like that where we can promote their product and we can pass it around the community. I mean, I'm sure they're only small. You'd be able to whack it in a mail envelope and mail it off to someone. They can have it for a couple of weeks, test their stuff, and mail it on to the next person.
Hmm.
I reckon we could probably do something like that.
The Sisterhood of Traveling Dosers. Sorry, I'm old. Fuck.
But once you sort of like you get an idea of what you're working with, it's like using your pH pen. Once you've got an idea of your measurements and everything else and how much is what, you're pretty sort of like you've got a rough ballpark. But you know, at the minute without any sort of testing, you just guess. We're all guessing at it. People say, "Oh, if your bud was this, THC when you start and all this," and you're like, "Yeah, but how do you know what it was when you started? How do you know you grew to that THC?" Well, all these little.
I just guesstimate honestly, and I'll say like maybe about 20%. And then I'll see what it looks like when I measure it out in each dose, do the math, and then I'll be like, okay, well, what if it's 25? And I'll check that, and see what that is, and then I'll be like, it's between this and that, per cookie or whatever.
Or even maybe even look at a lot of stuff companies and that going under and stuff like that. Maybe even look at some
Mm,
auctions at some spectrum analyzers,
that's a great
which
idea.
yeah, something like mass spectrometry machine. I don't know what they use, electro, yeah, one of them. I have seen them because I worked in some chemical places and they took samples and just ran them through a little machine.
Hmm.
GCMS, gas chromatography, mass spectrometry.
Whoa, did you Google
I
that?
No, I worked a drug testing lab for 10 years.
Oh,
That's
he
like the
is the
gold
drug
standard in,
tester, and
yeah,
we're
I
talking
think
about it.
that's the gold standard
when
in
I see
forensic
them.
testing.
Yeah, when I see the machines, they were huge. You know what I mean? They're like big, sort of like. But I think they're a lot more smaller now. Probably desktop size.
Mhm.
When they do your screening test, they can test it in-house, but they confirm it. It has to go through GCMS confirmation. what we were just talking about. So it has to go through
I
basically a
have had
better
a result.
instrument.
Actually, I have had an official test result quite a few times. Every time I've got arrested, they send your stuff off to be forensically tested.
They find out you weren't human.
But yeah,
No.
they come back with they want to know the detailed report of your level of the THC and whatever product you had in your blood and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, you get quite a detailed report.
They said there was so much THC that they couldn't run the test properly. Yeah, that's probably what would happen if I went in there, though.
Even your
they,
drug
they
test
did
results came
say
back high.
here they
Yeah,
did say
the
something
person
like
that tested it got stoned off it.
they were like your levels were this high. And I was like, nice.
High score. Oh shit. Oh man, but yeah, then there's there are places you can get test the terpenes and shit too. Um, and that would be like you could look at like I would say like floral like companies maybe. I don't know.
Well, I wonder if these places that the commercial facilities use would allow just like a walk-in test. Maybe they would. I can't remember how much they cost. I think they were like, I want to say it was like $500, and that would cover up to, well, that's per strain, and I think it covered up to like 5 or 10 pounds. Maybe it was 10 pounds. So if you
Hmm.
had more than 10 pounds of one strain, you had to pay for multiple tests.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense because yeah,
Variation in the product.
yeah. Then they average it all out, huh?
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
were. I mean, they're thorough. I mean, like the shit they test for, it's ridiculous. I mean, there's so much. They probably test for like 10 times the stuff they do versus like a tomato or something else. I mean, I say that I don't know, but just based off of those lab test results.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The food standards are quite high. Uh, as far as I'm aware, I can't see why. It's only because of the inhalation part of cannabis
Hmm.
as to why certain bacterias and microbes. We don't know what it's doing inside your lungs. When you eat something, it's different, but when you're inhaling it, mm, we're not sure. So that's where they sort of like they'll give it a generally regarded as safe. We're not entirely sure, but that's where the vegetables will get the bypass because you don't inhale them.
Hey, do you think
So they're not picking on cannabis. It's just the way we consume it is a health risk.
that tobacco companies and cigar companies and cigarette companies or whatever, like or hookah even, do they have to get tested like that shit? You know?
Probably, but when we talk about third party testing, who pays for the third party testing? Who does the third party testing? All these, and the ways they can manipulate the figures and the numbers. If they got a big enough sample size,
Hmm.
this is yeah,
So
it's the
I'm
same.
looking at a
It's the
test
same.
result,
It's like
and,
most
and
health
they
studies.
they test for cannabinoids, terpenes, pesticides, solvents, microbials, moisture, water activity, heavy metals, foreign matter, and mycotoxins, I
Yeah,
guess.
that would be like fungus,
Fungi.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, does it say how much you have to give them to get that test done? Because I've heard it's like an ounce or something crazy. At least for me,
No,
that's a crazy amount, but I guess for a facility, that's like nothing.
I
You
think it
probably
was.
fail.
I
You
think it was.
probably fail
Sorry,
unless
I
you've
think it was.
irradiated them.
Chase, go ahead.
I think it
Sorry.
was 10. I think it was 10 grams altogether. So you had to send in a primary sample and a secondary sample. So you had to put 5 grams in each. And back then, we could select, or the grower could select the sample to be sent in. So that was a problem because if they had bud rot and shit, they could selectively pick out the shit that didn't have bud rot in it to
Mm.
send it in to get it tested. I don't know if they changed that. I know different states are different. They have people come out and collect their own samples to test. Um, But yeah, I think it was 5 grams.
Okay,
And then
cool.
that's the thing though, like when you're testing, especially as a grower that's going to sell, you want to test your best product. So you're usually testing your best buds in there. And a lot of times, well, I know they did at least they dust it with keef to really boost up those lab results because if you get crazy with it, you can add probably 20% THC if you really throw that keef on there hard.
Mm. Or
So you can
dry it,
go for,
really dry
yeah,
Yeah,
it.
on it. They
and
just
he
tease the
did.
tops.
He had a test result come back, and it was like over 40. I think it was like 43% THC. I'm like, there's no way. I was like, you can't do that. You can't take that shit to dispo. No one's gonna believe you. But he did. They did. They did. They sold it. I guess they don't care. I mean,
Yep.
that's the lab's responsibility to catch that as foreign matters, what it would fail as, because they're supposed to
Uh,
inspect those buds and see if it has anything added, like keef. If you see like hunks of keef on there, they're supposed to fail it.
I mean,
gotcha.
a lot of the problem is as soon as anything's exposed to the environment and air, there's contamination. We're surrounded by it. They're going to pick up on stuff unless it's a radio. The levels, I don't know, but I'm sure before too long there'll be other stuff they're looking for. That they're going to introduce like PM 2.5. Yeah, that's another thing, and it's not really talked about in the cannabis industry at the moment because I would imagine if it is talked about, people will be a little bit cautious, and there might be tighter regulations as far as PM 2.5 and and such things.
What is PM 2.5? What's the 2.5?
You'll have to Google it for a real. It's a contaminant. It's a micro particle, but it's prevalent in cannabis smoke, and it does real bad stuff to your health.
Hmm.
It's
So it's not something that the plant's producing though. It's like a mildew because I'm assuming
no,
PM.
no, no.
PM.
It's actually in the material
Oh,
when it's been busted,
huh.
and
Interesting. I'll
it's
have to
saying
look into that.
that the smoke from cannabis has more PM 2.5 than tobacco.
Hmm.
Uh, and and possibly, you know, this study's going. They've been done about it at the moment, and I would imagine, because they're going to have to the health regulations. If but in a minute, I don't know, how maybe Europe will be. That's why we're not regulating it and stuff. Maybe because they're aware of certain things. I'm all confused, because in order for it to be healthy, we need to stop smoking it, basically. And,
So
and yeah,
sorry. I just Googled it. So PM 2.5, also known as fine particulate matter, refers to microscopic particles in the air that are less than 2.5 micrometers in diameter. These particles are so small that they can penetrate deep into the lungs and bloodstream. Various sources include vehicle emissions, industrial processes, wildfires, power plants, and home heating and cooking. Exposure to PM 2.5 can have significant health consequences, particularly for vulnerable populations. Some of the health effects include respiratory problems, cardiovascular problems, eye irritation, reduced lung function. So it's just a particulate matter. It's any kind of particulate matter that is that size that can get in there. So I would assume people that work in like drywall sanding might have some exposure to that. I don't know if that's
I think it's
bigger
yeah,
or smaller, but
possibly, yeah,
I
but
had a inhalation injury at work a couple of years ago where I had an entire like hopper full of sawdust fall on me, and I ended up in the emergency room with acute pneumonitis, and I couldn't breathe for like fucking 3 months. It was horrible. And then, my sinuses got kind of messed up from it. And yeah, just any kind of inhalation shit. And I sit here and smoke a joint while we're talking about it, which makes me feel like a hypocrite. But I feel like if you're just in society nowadays with all the shit that's in, we produce doing our activities and it's gonna create
no
it's gonna
dosage
create
poison.
what?
dosage is the poison. Yeah.
Right. So
And
it's
where I'm getting at with the PM 2.5, you're sitting there, you're smoking a joint, you're well aware of the risk, and you're doing it to yourself. But what you're not realizing that the next room to you, where your family could be sitting, your child could be sitting, you've just by not even smoking in that room, you've raised the levels of PM 2.5 in the adjacent rooms. Yeah,
right.
this is what the study is coming out with, how bad cannabis smoke is. Yeah, in not just to you, yeah, but you take that risk. We all take that risk, but other people don't. And we can all say, "Oh, fuck them, they can just deal with my smell and stuff," but it's not fucking cool. You know, really, when you think about it. We should be a little bit more more aware and a little bit more conscious and a little bit more educated, and
So
I don't know,
does
maybe a little bit
vaping
compassionate.
produce that as well?
Sorry,
Does vaping produce that, or is it just the combustion? I think it's the combustion.
I don't know, but if you actually look at certain the levels of like I said, compare cannabis to other things, you'll find cannabis is up there with some of the real bad stuff that you don't want, like car exhaust fumes and stuff.
I gotcha. So go huff a tailpipe
Uh,
instead. No, I'm just
yeah,
kidding. Yeah, that makes sense though.
yeah, but that seems to be that sort of way. I've heard about this PM 2.5 years and years ago. And I think there was another one before. There's another one as well. Another PM. I can't remember whether it's but yeah, another particulate size. And it doesn't. It's yeah. We like I said, we're surrounded by stuff, and we need to, like I say, limit our exposure. And if we really want to be healthy and stuff, and the industry needs to look at things like that and get everyone away from smoking it and whether vaping it, strictly eating and I don't know. But but then if you, it's the third party situation. That's the real issue. No one gives a shit what you do to yourself and what if you're not hurting anyone else. That's the way of life. You know, that's that is the basic rules. You can pretty much do whatever you want to do as long as you don't fucking hurt anyone.
Yeah,
Yeah, but as soon as you start hurting people or whatever, you know, that's when stuff's not correct and it will be addressed.
yeah, that makes sense. Hey, we got somebody hopping in. It looks like Caveman
Sorry,
is
I'll
joining
just
us.
go on a rant there. You should just tell me he's card this. That's enough now.
We need to
Get
come
on with
up with a code word. Yeah.
yeah.
A safe word.
If I say
Code
pineapple
red.
ice and you got to be quiet.
Code red.
What's up, Caveman? How you doing tonight, bro?
All right, how you doing?
Good. You smoking down with us? What are you smoking on?
I think this is some of that dosey do.
Nice. That's a good strain.
You know, I feel like a stranger not being an indoor grower. Had to pop in.
You got any plants out there yet?
No,
No, it's
I
too
got
cold
seeds
still.
in the dirt.
That's good.
Waiting for the ground to thaw out. Yeah.
How's them dogs doing?
Hey, I got somebody invited me to come on their show with my seeds. You got any pointers?
What do you mean? Just to talk about or
I think to market them.
to market your seeds? I don't know.
Hey, I need to find my
Pictures,
mic.
pictures, and reviews. If she's got a couple of buddies that say they've grown your stuff, and give it a rating, that's going to go a long way. Word of mouth. That's what works in this industry, essentially.
Yeah.
That's my pointer.
Yeah, that's definitely true. What are your strains, man? You're muted. I think you might have hit the mute button on accident, Caveman.
Well, the name of my first strain is Loomis Kung Fu, and I have another one I haven't named yet. but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna just do F1 seeds.
Yeah. What's the
I'm
crosses,
not gonna get
if you
them.
don't mind me asking?
Well, I started with NL5 and AK-47 to make mine.
Oh, I
And
remember that. I knew that. That's right.
but I've crossed it with some do-si do and some mystery. I call it fruity pebbles because that's what it tastes like.
There you go. You've been working those seeds
I
for a
don't know
while,
what it is.
haven't you? I feel like I remember you saying that.
Yeah, yeah. I was making seeds before it was cool.
Yeah, I remember. I feel like we talked on Smott's show way back because I remember
Yep,
all this. Yeah, that's
yep,
awesome, man. Yeah, pictures
yeah.
definitely, and people like to like hear creative descriptions of smells and tastes, not just like it's strawberry, be like it's like fresh
Yep.
strawberry that's been baked next to, a pie or whatever, some shit. Just like,
Oh no, it's
get a little
artificial as
elaborate with it.
hell. Yeah,
It
it's
tastes like
artificial.
then here,
Yeah,
there
that
you go.
fruity.
Artificial fucking whatever, but
Yeah,
yeah, just good
artificial fruit, like
descriptors.
just like fruity pebbles. Yeah.
Artificial fruit. Yeah, there you go. Like a fruit candy or like a cereal, or does it have any milk in it? Can you taste any milk?
No,
No.
not that I remember. No, just that you can smell it when you open a box
Yeah, a box of cereal,
of
you mean?
that stuff. I don't even eat. I don't eat. Yeah, I don't eat that crap. But it is nice when your weed tastes like that.
There you go. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I've got a couple where the smell actually translates to the taste, and
That's
that's one of
always
them.
nice. That's always nice. What show is it that you're going on?
Or the other one, like that, like dosey dose stuff is so hashy, it's harsh, but man, it smells good. It's pretty. Big fat bud. Hey, settle down back there.
You got your dogs over there.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a couple puppies with me. I'm over at the neighbors. Come over and made dinner.
Nice. So what show is it that you're going on?
Guerrero.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
We can definitely we'll get some links out on Instagram, at least if you send me some links when it's gonna happen, and we'll promote the hell out of that.
Yeah, they told me to come on. I just haven't jumped on it yet. I've been thinking about it. This is just within the last week.
Yeah, I think because you've been just what you're doing. You've been doing it a long time, and I think that people understand that. And uh yeah, for sure. That's gonna be awesome, man. Are you sell how
Yeah.
much what are you selling your seeds for, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I don't know.
I
Yeah, I don't
gotcha.
know.
That's
That's
always a
something
tough
else.
one.
Well, I don't care so much as I care about the promotion. I mean, of course, yeah, I'd like for this to actually pay out someday, but yeah,
I've been
you got
just
to
sending
start
them out.
somewhere. And if that,
Yes,
yeah,
doing
that's
getting people to grow them and get pictures.
Yeah,
Free
give 'em-
right.
testers will be a good
yeah,
good
give them
way to get
away.
the word out. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what you
Yeah.
got to do. You got to just go give them away to put them out there, and
Well,
possibly even
what
ask
about
people that
hey,
actually want
what
them
about
to contact you
like
rather
a
than you
pheno
giving
hunt
them
or
to people
something?
and they don't do nothing.
Yeah,
Because that's the way a lot of this everyone takes seeds and stuff, but they never actually run them. So I've said it a couple of times. I'll give seeds to pretty much anyone if they're going to say they're going to actually grow them and run them.
hmm
But
yeah,
if you're not going to bother, why would I bother? Just don't do the decent thing. Don't ask for them if you don't want
yeah,
if you're not going to use them.
yeah.
And if
Grow
someone
them and
asks
come back
for
and
them,
get
they
some more.
generally probably want to.
Yeah, if I see you did something good with them, I'll hook you up with some more seeds.
there you
You know what I
go.
mean?
Yeah, tester program.
Few
Get
more varieties.
repeat customers
Yeah,
or whatever. And then you just need 10 10 people to be doing it for you, and those will be like, you get a tester team together or whatever, and they get the
You
free
think
ones,
too
and
small. I
then they
think
get the
more like
pictures.
1,000.
And yeah, well, like you'll probably end up with more than that, but if you can get like
Aspirations,
a little
buddy.
core, group of
Yeah.
people to grow your shit.
Yep.
I'm not
That'd be
set up
nice.
to grow right now, but I'll grow one of your plants if you want, I always help out a
Yeah.
buddy in the community.
Yeah. If you want some good stable genetics, it's not going to harm on you.
There you go.
Yeah.
From the
Here's
original
something to breed
source, huh?
with. Yeah. Something to breed with.
And I
Because
think
mine's stable. Mine's like you can pick mine right out of breeding. So you can eliminate it. Like if you're trying to make seeds with something or trying to bring some traits, like some growth traits to your strain.
another point would be to talk up, that you're using OG strains, like your stuff comes from, and it hasn't been crossed into all the cookies and shit. And it'll bring variety to other people's crosses, because people want that old school stuff for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Stuff that hasn't been bottlenecked out. Yeah.
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 Jace, what do you like to hear in a seed promotion?
Well, I mean, from a consumer standpoint, did I hear seed giveaway?
There you go.
Sure.
Not just what yeah, it sucks to give
Yeah.
your shit away for free, but I mean that's what they were saying, getting it out there and getting some reviews
All
on it.
right. So
Yeah.
what about a contest then? Make sure everybody grows them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could set something up and then have like a prize or something. I don't know.
I mean,
But yeah,
get
there's
on
already
Instagram.
people in chat that are talking. They wanna grow it. Rolling Smoke
Okay.
says, "I'll
Here's
pay
another.
and send pics and review, brother."
All right. Well, here's another problem. I'm broke, and it's going to cost me like $6 for every. You know what I mean? Every package
Yeah.
I send out.
So
I've already
maybe,
done that. Yeah, I've given my seeds away and sent them to Arizona, and it cost
mhm,
me like $6.
maybe you only have to pay
Yeah,
shipping
I
or
mean, you know
something.
that. You sent me seeds, so you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about. Yeah.
it is. It does. I do see people do that though, on Instagram, where it's, I'll send you the seeds, you pay for the shipping, but I also see people get scammed that way. I'll send you lights, you pay for the shipping, and then they pay for the shipping and nothing ever comes. But I think if it's people that
Yeah.
that want to grow it, they'll be happy to pay for the shipping, because that's solid genetics. And yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. It's not like I can hide.
or you could send them to people, send a bunch of them to somebody that does a lot of giveaways, you know. I
There
don't
you
know, and
go.
then you don't have to cover all the cost of the shipping. Like
Yeah.
Let's Be Buds, I sent
Right.
I sent
Send
them
them
a
into
bunch of
Let's Be
packs or
Buds,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
Send them into Uncle Rick. They love giving away people's seeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Artman was doing that on here for a while, but I think he's taking a little break right now. But yeah, he would do that. He was kind of like our seed collector, and he would just forward them on to
Shout
people.
out to Art,
Or
man.
even if you've got someone who knows a lot of growers, who goes to an event, that's
Hmm.
able to pass
I
pass
can't.
them out at an event, or even just drag your ass yourself to an
I
event
don't know if I
and go
like
give
that
them away.
idea though. I
To
kind of
give
like
them.
yeah, I kind of like the thought of whoever gets them knowing they come right direct from me.
That's fair.
Yeah. As nice as that would be so nice. And yeah, when you first said it, I'm like, oh yeah, perfect. But yeah, I don't know. That's the way I would want them.
Right.
Why I say that.
Right. I
Yeah.
think there
I don't,
are.
yeah, I don't want you to send your seeds to Rick and let him. I'll take them right from your hands.
Yeah.
You could even
Yeah.
possibly speak to a seed bank and just say, look, I've got a few hundred seeds that you can just give away as freebies when people order purchase any of your other seeds. You might be into that.
if you do that, Daga might be a good place to go because they're plugged in with, and they'll know what the crosses are and stuff and say this is quality, and put in this. But if you do that, make sure you put all your information on the pack, so people see who it's from and they can come follow you and send you updates and stuff. But I think
Yeah,
enough
that's
people in
another.
the community that you could just put up a post that says, "Hey, you pay shipping and I need pictures," and people will be into it. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
$6 for a pack of seeds. That's pretty cheap, you know. I mean, hell, I just bought the 3-pack. It was like $45.
yeah,
yeah, yeah. I mean, the seeds are valuable to me. I mean, I know I've heard people quote prices for quality seeds and say, "Oh, that's ridiculous. I'd never pay that." And I'm thinking, man, you don't know what a good seed is or something,
huh.
you know.
I think the most I've ever
That's fine.
paid for seeds was a pack of regular 20 pack of regular freak show seeds was $200. That was the most I ever paid for seeds.
Yeah,
That seems like quite a
yeah,
bit for
that
regs.
makes sense because it's kind of a novelty. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
costs more to run an operation with something like that it only has novelty value. Well, I
Yeah,
always figured a good seed was $10.
It's the most I
But
paid, so right there with it. They got them freaking triploids or whatever for what was those, $30 a seed?
come here.
hmm.
Don't quit your
I don't know
whining.
who. I think it was Cheap Home Grow. I think it was Jack that was
You
talking
know?
about how seeds eventually are going to end up as like the was it his words exactly, Jeff Lowenfeld's autoflower granny or some shit like that, where it's like tomatoes at the supermarket and it's you know three or $4 for a little packet. But I think we're a ways away from that right now. um
Yeah, that'd be nice.
yeah. Are you, I
Caveman
don't
Brian at your local grocery store end aisle.
You know what you could also do? I don't know, or if you're in a legal state, you could go to like a local grow shop and see if they want to give them out to people in the area to grow.
Hmm.
Maybe. I don't know. Just another thought.
Yeah,
We
But
all have it.
as no grows in the chat, I think that's Donkey Populus's, but I could be totally wrong. I remember talking to Asno. And anyways, seed person one question I would ask is how well it will transition to an indoor setting. So you'd want to see what it does indoors as well, because a lot of people are indoor growers, and if you're outdoor
that
grower,
that was my point. Yep, that was going to be my point. I mean, even though well, yeah, I did run mine inside. Um, I can't tell you all those facts that all the indoor growers want to know about. You know what I mean? Because I haven't run it inside like that. I have grown it inside, and I mean, you know that the AK, the Northern Lights, and the Widow, that shit was all grown inside too.
yeah.
So. But yeah, I can't tell you about the indoor timing. I can tell you when it'll harvest outside.
So that would be
You know,
something you'd want to put like for your testers to pay attention to, is how long does it flower for, indoors and shit.
yeah, yeah, it should be fast. Well, everybody's got their opinions on when to cut too. That's another thing.
That is
If
true.
I was going to market, yeah, if I was going to market indoor seeds, I would have probably 3 different dates on there, and I would explain what the trichomes and the buds were like at this date
Right.
because yeah, it's hard to say, but you know, what are they saying is mature, or what are they saying is harvestable?
Every plant is different. Every grower is different. They're all going to come out and finish at different times. Which variation. There's going to be a window, should I say, of roughness, but it depends on how well you grew it, how whether you stunted it, and all these sort of things as to how quick it's going to finish. So I look at these times and just throw it, unless it's 14, 16 weeks. But if it's like says it's 8 weeks or 10 weeks, it's the same to me.
That's
Doesn't
a
really
fair
make much.
point. But I was gonna just mention, because you made me think of it, is the AK-47 supposedly a fast flowering strain, right? So it
Yeah,
could
Yep.
bring some of
The
that fast flowering
September
traits to it.
sativa type. Yeah.
that's one of my all-time favorites. AK-47. I've
47
still got.
days.
I've got two
The
from pre-2000.
yeah, when I crossed that to White Widow, um, and grew those seeds out, I have white trichome September 4th.
Oh, that's early,
Yeah. Yeah, and I
I
chopped the
think.
plant
I'm not
September
outdoor grower.
18th. It was a seed plant and I chopped it down September 18th.
That's pretty early, right? Yeah. Croptober.
For
So yeah,
mature
that would be
seed, yeah.
early. Yeah. I
Yeah.
got you. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, they're made to grow in Michigan. Like my other one goes a little longer, a couple weeks longer. But instead of packing the buds down in the little compact, nuggets, they're big long colas.
There's a lot of great growers in Michigan. Spartan and all
Yeah.
that crew over there. And I think Red Setter Farms is in Michigan, and
Mhm.
that circle, so definitely a good number of people in the community that are near you that I would assume would want to, try something new or old school that's new.
Yeah.
I think it'll do well. And yeah, definitely will hit you up when I'm set up again for some testing.
Yeah. Yeah. Jay's supposed to stop down and grab some.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's gonna come smoke with you and get some in person. I saw that in chat. That's awesome.
Yeah. Get some of my soil secrets is what he really needs.
Teach him a thing or two.
No, I just have some soil amendments and stuff here that I mean it's banging. I mean you can look at my Instagram and see what my plants look like, but everybody tells me when they step in my cage, they're like, man, these pictures don't even begin to do these justice. And it's all soil. It's all soil. Like I only watered my plant 4 times last year. I don't put anything on them. Just decent genetics, nothing crazy. For when the roots hit this biochar, this bone char they make, because of the electrical charge of it, they go nuts. Even the taproot splits up. Hey,
I put your Instagram in chat, so everybody go follow Caveman, and yeah, hit him up for some testing.
yeah, I'm gonna try to get my YouTube channel up going one of these days. Talking to some other people about doing that for the dogs.
Are you a dog breeder?
Dog
J5
talk.
says you had. I know this is totally off topic, but I was just curious. He says you made your own breed of dog, huh?
Yep.
That's
Yep.
pretty
Pioneer
crazy.
Shepherd, livestock guardian dog.
That's awesome. Yeah, when
Yeah,
I
I had to
move,
change the.
I need to get
I
some.
had
I need
to.
to. Sorry, go ahead.
I had to adapt the livestock guardian to smaller acreage. They're designed for, big vast valleys and stuff. They don't really fit these small farms. Like I only have 40 acres. It's not a lot for a dog. So I had to breed them down so they would stay close, closer to home and where they didn't bark all the time.
I gotcha. Well, that's really cool, man. Just a breeder and a
Yeah.
breeder.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah,
you
I'd play
see
around with chickens,
you play around with chickens?
plant, dog. Yeah.
That's awesome. And do you see a lot of correlation in the different you know, the dogs versus the plants and chickens and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything with DNA, it's the same principles.
Yeah, you should talk about that too, man. That's cool. That's a good like point for, you know, people to be interested. You know what you're doing, whether it comes to animals or plants or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we've always bred our own animals and stuff here: cattle, chickens, ducks, whatever, dogs, hunting dogs. It's just a way of life here. Like I knew genetics when I was a kid, before I was even old enough to do it.
There you go. So do you guys sell the like puppies and chickens and stuff, or is that just for you?
Yeah. The dogs, both, because when I breed the dogs for me to work for me, there's surplus. There's more than I need. And the chickens, that is their purpose. I raise the chickens to sell their babies.
Okay.
I don't raise meat chickens. I don't collect the eggs. Well, I do collect the eggs and incubate them sometimes because you can get a lot more young from a chicken. You keep taking her eggs, let her lay more. You just incubate them.
Gotcha. Pro tip. That's cool, man.
Yeah, you can get a couple hundred versus a couple dozen. Because she's gonna lay eggs for like 2 weeks, and she's gonna sit on them for a month, well, for 3 weeks, and and then raise babies before she starts laying eggs again. Unless you take the babies away from her, then it'd be sooner. But still, in the time she was hatching those eggs, you could have 21 more babies.
Hmm. That makes sense. Eisenhower, were you gonna say something? You were muted.
No, no, I ain't muted, but no, I ain't gonna say anything.
Oh, I thought you were talking and you were muted, and now I see you're unmuted. But yeah, man, that's cool. Okay, man, I'm gonna be contacting you in the near future because I'm gonna be setting up a little homestead here in about 2 months or so, and I'm gonna have some questions if that's all right.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I want the
Yep, yep.
chickens. I want the big garden. I want solar panels. You know, I want to be off the grid as much as I can, well water and shit. And yeah, like self-sufficient. I don't want to have to go to the grocery store if I don't want to, and all that.
Yeah, we could talk for hours on just what chickens to select. There's so many variables.
We should do a special episode spitting chicks.
There you go. We don't like those kind though.
All right, I'm gonna go take a shower.
The spitting chicks. I don't know where that myth comes from.
No, I'm talking about the
But,
show's called Spitting Seeds, so we'd be calling it Spitting Chicks
yeah,
if we did.
I know. I'm not
Okay.
that slow.
Sorry. I don't know if I was yeah. I'm pretty high. I'm
Mm,
smoking on this Flapjacks hash
yeah,
and yeah.
me too. I seen he's got pomegranate too.
Well, I didn't catch that.
I said I seen he's got pomegranate also.
Yeah, yeah. Got some nice weed today.
Here,
It's
let me
called
spotlight you. I can spotlight you.
jealous candy. Comes delivered in a poo bag. But yeah, it's pretty damn nice. I was shocked that I had people, like plugs message me and stuff, sort of like local trap houses, and I got sent a video yesterday. Honestly, he had 3 bits of weed on there, right? And he said the first one was Star Dog, and the second two were unnamed until that he's going to get a name for them, right? The Star Dog was like 70 quid, and that just looked like normal bud. But the second two were just pure PGR weed, just like one solid. You could put it through a window. Yeah,
Yeah,
and they wanted 300 quid for an ounce. Like,
Jesus.
yeah, seriously, for PGR weed. And people here think that's good stuff. because of the way that looks, and I don't understand it. But yeah,
Crazy. I want to say welcome to
I
Rocco
like stuff that
240 NZ. Cheers, buddy. You're muted.
sort
But let me spotlight myself so that you don't
Hey,
have to worry about your face. There
I'm
you
gonna
go. You're good to
say
go.
goodbye before he jumps on.
All right, caveman. It was
Yeah,
good
we'll see you,
talking to you,
K-Man.
See
man.
y'all later.
Thanks
Hit
for
me up.
coming.
Yep. Thanks for having me. Hit me up anytime, anybody.
I'm gonna put your link again in chat for anybody that wants to do some testing. You just got to pay shipping, and yeah, hit caveman up for sure. That's some old school genetic crosses there, and some really good breeding.
Figure out how to leave here anyway. There you go.
Awesome. All right, I'm gonna jump on over to Rocco, and we'll replace the spotlight. And all right, you got the screen, and I'm gonna be quiet and let you tell us what's going on here.
How you going, man?
Good to see
How you
you.
guys doing? Yeah, good to see you.
What do you got going on here?
Well, it's a little bit of a disaster, to be honest. I think. And I think I was wondering if I could get your guys' opinion on something.
Yeah,
Um, you guys ever dealt with russet mites before?
I have not.
sulfur.
I did at the commercial
So
grow I was at.
you want sulfur, wettable sulfur.
Right, right. Okay, because what happened is I had them all as a note as goes last time I had them all in here,
Yeah.
sort of stacked them through here, and I had this fan blowing straight down kind of on this corner here. And that's pretty much where it was all kind of like localized. I thought it was maybe a bit of windburn because they were growing up too close to the fan because they were, I don't know if you can see, but they were kind of like, like tacoing there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
I did a little bit of research with old that Matthew Gates, that Sentinel guy. And
Yeah, they're so small you can't see them.
yeah, that's right. But I mean, it looks like there's the telltale signs. The tips were bronzing and they were curling, leaves are curling in, tacoing, and all that. I was just wondering if anyone has dealt with them before.
Yeah, those things are the worst because they're microscopic. You can't see them with the naked eye.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
What I've done is, as you could probably see, there's a bit of leftover. I've probably maybe overdone it, but there's a bit of sulfur.
Yeah,
There's
that's what
wettable sulfur.
Ison I was saying.
Yeah.
Right,
Don't use
right.
any oil. Don't use any horticultural oils. Over the next 2 weeks, because you'll kill your plants. Sulfur doesn't react well with oil, so if you weren't aware of that, just letting you aware.
Yeah, well, I was wondering whether I should give it a whack with oil as well, but I didn't know how long I should wait.
Couple of weeks minimum. I'm pretty, yeah.
Right. Yeah, yeah, awesome. Yeah. Because I thought, man, oh no, I'm gonna have to get rid of everything and start again pretty much. I thought that was going to be the end of it.
Have a
man,
look
a
at
lot of times it's
some.
better to do it that way, just to start over. I don't know what your situation is, but yeah, those are real tough to get rid of.
Are
Yeah.
predatory mites accessible and cheap where you are? Because I know you do some good ones over in that part of the world.
Yeah, we do have a company that I can get some biologicals off, no worries, yeah.
Yeah, that
I
might be
heard
a way forward, just as a prevention for, reappearance of said things, and maybe just to keep it on. Maybe even have a couple of banker plants to keep your predators i- around for
right.
longer.
Yeah. Yeah, see I got oh yeah, I was kind of thinking about doing that as well, and maybe because there's so many, it's a tiny space and I've got quite a few plants, and I've pulled them all out so they're not touching each other, obviously, so
Yeah.
they can't. And I've kind of turned the fans off so they can't kind of spread, and I sprayed them with sulfur. So yeah, I'm hoping that they actually, and what I did is I actually chopped the tops of them all out because the
They're
tops were the
small.
most infected.
They're small enough just to dip the whole plant, and rather than spray them at that size, I'd fill up a bucket full of the treatment, what you were going to spray on them, just dunk the whole plant in
Yep.
there.
Oh, that's a bloody good idea. Yeah.
You'll eliminate sort of like missing anything. Give it a good old swish
Thank
around
you.
in there.
Sulfur board those mites.
Yeah. Bloody oath. Oh, that's awesome. I was kind of dooming and glooming, thinking that I might have to get rid of everything, but I'll give it a go. And if they reappear or if they keep on, I'll probably get rid of a few of these. It's just some of these things I'll never be able to get back.
Right. The other thing, look at what the environment russet mites are happy to be in. Then look at what environment they're unhappy to be in. Then you got that to
Yes.
work with. Yeah, is trying to
Yeah.
change the environment. Maybe they don't like high humidity. Maybe they like high humidity. I don't know what your situation is exactly, but it's probably going to be the opposite to what you're at.
25 and 57 at the moment. I had the veg set the humidity quite high, so that might have helped them out a bit. Not too sure, but I think they don't like the cold, so I kind of pulled everything out to see so they got a little bit colder. It's starting to get a bit cold here.
Yeah,
So I
that
thought
might
that might
work as
slow them
well.
down as well.
Yeah, temperature is a big part. Well, it'll definitely slow them down as far as breeding. Most bugs and that, they're happy at a higher temperature and they'll breed faster.
Yeah.
And humidity as well is another for your predators. If you want your predators to stay and be happy, you got to keep them in the right environment too.
They're
Yeah.
sensitive to heat. I don't know if this is an option, but because we were going to do this at the commercial grow I was at when we had it. But if you can heat your grow room up to like, I don't know, like 115, 120 degrees Fahrenheit, but you don't want to do it for that long. Maybe like an
Not
hour
in
at
yeah, you
max.
can't do it in them small pots.
And
I
then
was gonna say
But
if
you
you
can
do
do the
that,
room. You can
transplant
take all
them.
them out of the room and can decontaminate your room.
yeah, so do that for like an hour at a
Yeah, for
time,
sure.
and then cool it back down and let them recover. But I mean, that's like an extreme kind of treatment option you have there, but at least it's an option.
Yeah, I have heard of that. I have heard that some people use that to get rid of spider mite. Just go really high up on the heat. Got another one up there. So yeah. But the good thing is though is that these up here don't seem to be touched at all. There's no sign of anything up in here, so at least I'll get to, if I have to cull everything, I get to keep something that's clean anyway.
Yeah. I'm able to ship seeds anywhere in the world, technically, because of the global stamps. So if you do end up having to reset, we can get you set up again with some unique stuff. So,
Hey, that'd be a perfect tester for Caveman's new strain there.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna when Ice and I was saying you just gotta ask, and I was like, man, this might be the perfect situation right here if I have to get rid of all my stuff.
Yeah.
Hey,
Let's
And
get some seeds,
that
but
sucks. That thought of that
I'm
sucks,
in a real
but
hard place.
yeah, we
you
can
know
help
what?
to lighten it if it does happen.
If you
Yeah.
send me your address
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you very much.
Instagram,
Sorry, mate.
do you do Instagram?
Yeah, I follow you on Instagram.
Well, there you go. Just message me your address, and when I got a little bit of change in my pocket, I'll pop some stuff in the post here. No worries.
Oh, are you for real?
Yeah.
Wow, right. Fucking hell, that's amazing.
All right. I was gonna
Shit.
say I can do the same if you message me as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
here we
got you
go. Get a little bit
covered.
of show.
We
I got a
got you
little bit of
covered.
showing off.
Nice.
I'll probably send you enough to sort of like give a few out as well. you know, to your mates.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, man. Like,
Because I'm always being asked by these Australians and whatnot. Yeah, are you Kiwi? I can't remember
yeah,
now.
I'm from New Zealand, mate. Yep.
Oh, right, because I've got family in South Island, I think.
Yep,
Yeah,
South Island, right? Yep. I'm up the
uh,
North Island.
yeah. But my auntie, she's one of the Amari chief.
Oh, wicked, nice.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah.
so you got some good strong ties to this place then.
Well, not well, sort of. My uncle emigrated out there about 30 years ago when the big move from here to there. You know, no, that was
Right.
probably 50 years ago actually, because yeah, that was when I was a wee boy. So yeah, but yeah, he married locally, and yeah, her name is Tima. But anyways,
Okay.
yeah. Like I say, just send me your address. I love the Maori culture. I think that's really interesting, and you know they've been oppressed and everything like a lot of indigenous cultures and under the rule of the colonizers. But anyways, yeah, send me your address, brother.
Yeah.
Cool
Thank
shit.
you very much. That's I can just like a dream come true almost. um, yeah.
But
I'll
don't give
definitely
up
get
yet.
hold of you tonight if
Try
that's
and
okay.
try and
But
dip those plants before you get all you know, don't give up yet, you know. Like you'll get the
yeah,
seeds
definitely.
anyways, and then if you do have to, like it's cool, but try and save these if you want, you know. They're your unique your stuff, you know.
Yeah. Well, some of them are like these. This one here. This one here. And that one up there is all from the stuff that I made, and all these other ones. I've got seeds of everything here as well because I did a little bit of a seed run.
Mm,
But they've all got the same father. If you
gotcha.
so yeah, they're kind of all the same.
Mm,
But yeah, like and over here there's lots of white label stuff, you know, so you don't know actually what you're getting.
right,
Whereas
right.
it seems like you guys actually know, you know, the lineage and everything where it actually came from and what it actually is. Like I got told that this here, and now I'm not too sure because I've never seen Acapulco gold, but I got told this was Acapulco gold. But from what I've learned, that Acapulco gold's more of a narrow leaf rather than the
Right.
kind of fat short leaf, and it's a yeah, more of a narrow leaf kind of variation. But yeah, that one there is also done in like 7 to 8 weeks too. So
Mm.
yeah,
Well, you know, a lot of the seed places and companies, like they'll name it that, and it might be in the genetics at some place, but it's not always, you know, even like an S1 isn't even going to be that's the same genetics as the, you know, it's going to have variation in the expression. So, um, yeah, the actual, like I wouldn't say that I have had anything that is like an actual old school strain. Like I don't get clones or anything like that, but I do get good seeds, you know, and a lot of it is pretty reputable. So, but we do know the people
yeah,
in the
right.
community, like Caveman has that OG shit, you know, and he was
Yeah,
just talking about getting testers, so we can set something up there, um, for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, far out if yeah, if definitely if I get seeds, I'll definitely fucking chuck them in the soil for sure. Come on and show you
Awesome.
guys what I've got going on. You can either tell me how bad
You
or
have,
good I'm growing them.
you have enough
Nah.
seeds to start your own seed bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, at least I know they'll be legit seeds. Uh,
There you go.
um, but yeah, I just thought, yeah, I'd come on
Yeah,
and ask you guys a few questions. Thank you very much. You guys have
one
been
question.
real helpful.
One question though, brother. Do you have
Yes, mate.
regulations like Australia? Stupidness?
I'd say it would be a little bit probably even harder than Australia.
Really?
I, I'm not entirely sure, like on the regulations and stuff. Like you can actually buy
Seeds in
medical
the
marijuana
shops.
here. You can medical cannabis here.
Can you buy seeds in the shops?
No, you can't buy seeds here. No.
They have
That's
the
weird
same.
because we can, but we can't buy marijuana.
Huh.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's weird. You know, the seeds have never been a problem here. You know, some places, you know, really weird. Like I've had problems with Argentina. You know, I've sent stuff 3 times there. It's cost me 20 quid each time, and it just gets returned to me. And I think
Oh, Jesus.
the people there receiving them as well can get jail time. You know, sort
Right,
of a couple
right,
of
right,
years. So they take a bit of a
right.
risk asking for them. But yeah,
Yeah, well,
if you want,
I don't want you guys to take a risk. That's for sure.
no,
Don't
no,
want you
it's
guys to get in trouble.
no risk to me. You know,
Yeah.
you know, there's no risk. You know,
Oh, that's yeah, yeah.
Chuck Norris can't find me. So
No, what I've got so when I send to Australia, I put the global stamps on it, which you can buy on Amazon, and um I just put like 3 packages to the same place, and usually at least one of them goes through, and maybe I'll get one back that says like returned for custom paperwork or something like that, and it's like they just wanted me to declare it because it's over a certain weight or something like that. And same thing for Canada. I've gotten 1 or 2 back from Canada that for the same thing. But it's kind of like the shotgun method. If I throw enough out there, something it's going to get through. So no, I haven't had any
Oh,
problems.
I might
oh man.
actually have a relative that might be regularly sending stuff that way. So I might
Ah,
even be able to piggyback on, you know, because these people you like certain expats over there like the stuff that you can't buy in the shops that you know
Exactly.
love
Yeah.
shells in
Yeah, yeah.
like
It's
pies and
always good
tin
to.
weird shit.
Nice. Oh, that's cool, man. That's amazing. Yeah, you guys are awesome.
we just like to help people grow, you know. And
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
cool because
Yeah, well,
we could have been hanging out this whole time, you know, but I didn't ever know you were over on Smart and Crispies. So
no, well, I I try. I was gonna jump in just because it seemed like Smart and Crispy was so like keen to let people jump in and stuff like that, and I kind of just dropped my nuts a few times. So and then I thought when I saw you go, and then when they left, I was like, oh no, and then I saw you come back on, so I thought I better pick up my you know
yeah.
my big girl trousers and jump on.
J5 says all seed imported into New Zealand is illegal. Well, we're glad to have you, Rocco. So you're always welcome.
No,
Um,
you're right, man. Yeah, I knew it was definitely very hard to get it into New Zealand.
yeah,
Yeah.
but but if
But
you send a book,
that's kind of half the reason I made my own seeds as well.
yeah, well, if I send you stuff, it's gonna be regs, so you can make your own stuff and keep it going. Um,
Yeah,
so
that's awesome. It's amazing. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Well, like I said, don't definitely don't get you guys and don't get yourselves in trouble.
no,
No, I'm just
it's not
worried
on
about
us.
yourself. You know, just give me your neighbour's address or and your neighbour's name or something. You know,
Yeah,
just a
yeah,
just a
exactly.
false name because you can always say, "Well, I've never ordered nothing."
Well, that's the
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
is, I thought
sure.
it's uh isn't it? You can just say like, yeah, anybody can send anything anywhere, you know? Like I didn't, I'm not involved in any of this, you know? I don't know what
It's
this is or
probably come from
whatever.
China.
Right. Yeah, because they're doing
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I saw
exactly.
a thing about
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fucking, it was like somewhere in the South. I want to say Alabama or something just recently is they're started getting these weird packs of seeds from China again. And we had that happen like, a couple years ago too. I actually got one. I was like, what the fuck is this? And it said it was from
wow,
like some Timu like place or something. So yeah, no, anybody can send anything to
crazy.
anybody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
crazy. Yeah, yeah.
like I say,
Just
send me your address, then I'll say to you, so, all right, I've took your address down, then just delete the message.
Yeah.
It's the safest way to be. You know what I mean? Because you
right.
don't leave a
I get.
trail behind. Because then you got
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
actual
Of
100%
course.
deniability.
Yeah, yeah. You just gotta act dumb, play stupid.
Yep,
Yeah.
no worries.
Oh, awesome. Fuck yeah, man.
One of those
Well,
exploder messages.
yeah. I can't see chat, but I thought. Do you mind if I guys if I hang out and
Yeah,
chill
smoke
with you
with us
fellas?
if you want.
Have a smoke? Yeah. I brought my bong with me, so.
Yeah.
What you smoking on there?
Well, I got a little bit of the outdoors that I grew. Better showed you last time I was on the show. That was hanging up there. That's finally dry and ready to smoke. So I've been enjoying that.
What strain is it? I was
Well,
gonna ask.
yeah. Sorry,
What do you
sorry,
call it?
and sorry. Well, sorry about this as well. It's a bit of a story. It's one of the crosses that I made. It was that Acapulco cross, the Sage and Sour. Um, and I didn't manage to take a clone of it when I grew it out, but I ended
Mm,
up finding two seeds in the last little bud that I had of it, and I popped those two seeds, and they end up being female. So yeah,
nice.
I grew them both out in my garden and outdoors. That's the ones I had outdoors.
That's awesome.
Honest.
Yeah, I was breaking down the last bud of the flapjacks #1 that I couldn't get to root, and I found one seed, and it was the very last nug that I had when I went to smoke it. I was like, it's a treasure. Like I'm gonna save this and grow it.
That's how I
Yeah,
felt with
that's
that Queen of the South.
Yeah, you got two seeds out of it.
Like,
But
hell yeah,
usually
free.
those like one or two seeds are usually female because they're S1s or there's like one random nanner in there or something.
well, that's
Okay.
what I was going to ask as well. They would have been S1s, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And I heard
Pretty much. And if you had anything else out there that was pollen close by.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
like if your neighbor had male plant outside, maybe that's what it was. ISNS choking. I was just gonna say, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I heard I want to say it was CSI Humboldt said that like 10% of the S1s are gonna be copies or something like that of the mother plant that it came from. So you got a 1 in 10 chance of it being like the uh plant that it came
Same.
from. They're the same, yeah.
Yeah,
As in,
they definitely didn't look the same as the original it came from.
but
Um,
well, they both
one
look the
was
same, like
one
uniform.
was right. One was really really close, and the other one was um, well, look similar, but it was just a lot smaller. Like one had the big chunky buds, and one had just these hard solid ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was kind of like you there, Ice, an RC person. I was just like, oh yes, I have to grow this.
I was like, yes, the other day when I got a package delivered me from the community. This community is excellent. That's why I don't mind giving stuff away to people because plenty of people give me stuff. I was quite lucky the other day to receive some gifts. And thanks Robert and J5, much appreciated. I've been looking for those Dairy Queens for some time, and the extra little niceness J5 put in there as well. Brilliant. This community's great. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna
All
say that's the whole idea with the Goth Girl seeds is that I'm always gonna give them free. Like you might have to buy a pack of other shit to get them, but they'll always be free. So, because I got so much love from the community when I finally joined, like you did. I was this exact same kind of situation where it was like I was, a lurker for a long time and I just listened and then I came into chat and then I was like, shit, these people are awesome. Like everybody's so kind and welcoming. So then I came on the show and that turned into this. And so yeah, it's all about giving that same love that I got back. Because before I was a part of this community, I I was lurking on rollitup.com or whatever that forum is, and for like a
Right.
year while I was trying to learn to grow, and I was so scared of posting anything, or I was like, they're gonna come kick my door down because I put like one question up on this forum, and like I was so paranoid. But I did, when I first started growing, I bought seeds and I put a picture of a seedling up there, and I got so much hate from those people over on that forum that I just never posted again. And then I finally found this community after like another year of learning to grow by myself. And yeah, it was just like I was welcomed with open arms. And so it's all about giving back and helping other people over here.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. I mean, it was just like after my first experience, was just like, man, I gotta get back on and say hi to the boys.
For sure.
So yeah, no, thanks for a lot for being for making the first and second experience awesome.
Well, thank you
No, it's good
for
that you can come on here as well, because you just showing everyone this. Come on, join. Come on, just get on the screen. It's not hard. Even Rocco done
Mm.
it. You know what I
we'll
mean?
Yeah,
work with you if you're having
Yeah.
tech problems or anything. We'll make sure that
We're
you don't.
we're an easy group.
Yeah.
I like to think, generally this community is the ones that all sort of like click together and everything. We all realise it's a quite a safe environment, and that's appealing to the masses, should I say?
Yeah, definitely.
definitely. Yeah, well, I must admit, Seed Person, you're one of the inspirations for all my tents.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, it's like the community almost is almost as addictive as the as well, they reckon, how they say smoking isn't addictive, it's the growing.
Yeah.
It's definitely
It's a
yes,
lifestyle.
Hmm.
it's definitely bloody yeah, got me hooked.
Yeah, it's a
For sure.
lifestyle, in my opinion. We all live in a lifestyle that's fringe on the fringe.
Hmm. And
And for years we all had to be clandestine and everything else, and now we're all just sort of like come out since COVID. We all just come out of the woodwork and was like, yeah, we don't,
all these
hey,
people are growing, but they didn't know that everybody else was too
yeah,
until
Yeah,
we all
yeah,
came together. But that's interesting because I'm also a big paranormal person. I like all that consciousness studies and all that shit, like metaphysics, and that's also a very niche fringe group and very tightly knit with people as well. And it's like very similar to the cannabis community, and I think that you'll find that in a lot of the very niche things, and especially people like us who are like obsessed with it, that are going to give up 2 hours of their or 4 hours of their week to just come and talk about it, and so it's definitely a specific group of people, and I'm glad that we have so many people here. I was going to say, how many people are here? We got 35 people watching right now. That's awesome.
yeah. And I was just I'm sorry, but I'd like to say like you guys in chat are just amazing as well, man. Far out, like how what a warm welcome that I had from you guys as well.
Yeah, chat's awesome. Cheers to the chat. Let's say Hewley's here. Yeah, you guys got that. Icena's got Hewley grape F2s. Penny Pebble Ripplers.
so's Hooley.
Yeah, he really does too. Abolished, Captain Blackheart, Weedner, DWC, Rolling Smoke, the Jeffro, Operation Annihilation, Supreme Grape, J5. We got a bunch of people here. Awesome. Good to see everybody. And we love you as well. You got a bud
Like,
over there.
Respect to
It's
everyone.
about to
You know,
spark it
I
up.
I enjoy it when I see it. I jump in a chat, and especially when I find the groups, yeah, like the YouTubes that I just come across, and everyone's just hanging out in there, and I'm like, why didn't I know about this channel? But how come everyone, because when I'm sitting there kicking my feet, I'm like, oh, run out of stuff to watch, you know.
Hmm.
But everyone else is just hanging out somewhere else, and I just don't know about it.
Yeah, where's chat?
It's
Hey,
still
did you
out
know
there.
that's like a new phenomenon of people like using chat as like the object of their sentence or whatever? they'll be like, "Hey, chat, what's the deal with that?" And it's not to anybody. It's like a written thing, or they'll say it out loud, just in conversation. So I don't know. I don't know how to use that new slang, but I hear that's gonna become a thing apparently. So
But I'll tell you what I found interesting the other day. I watched something on there, nanobots, and quantum mechanics inside ourselves, and it's just blown me away. It really has, of the actual machinery. You know what I mean? Machinery that we have inside ourselves is just unfucking real. And there's no fucking real explanation for how we've got engines
yeah,
and motors inside us that are spinning it without friction.
yeah.
But yeah, it's weird. I'm really interested in diving into this subject.
You always on something new, Ice and I love it.
Yeah. Well, if you peek into that, the quantum mechanics of ourselves and the actual machinery, like if you just look at ATP, we produce half our own body weight every day in ATP, and that's the energy for every living
Yeah.
organism on our planet that we know of.
Adenos triphosphate, I think is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Adenose triphosphate.
Adenosine
Adenosine.
triphosphate.
I knew
Yeah.
that. I
That's
took
a machine.
biology.
That's an actual. That's a machine.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
It's a proton machine.
And that's what do they say? It's like oh fuck, never mind. Sorry. I'm really stoned. We got 20 minutes left.
It's another machine. We've got another machine that unravels our DNA. It's similar to the ATP, and some bacteria like flagellums or whatever. Oh mate, they just do some unreal stuff, and they got like computer memories and in something that's so small.
Yeah. We have a
We
question
can't
from
even see it
chat.
with a proper we can't even see it with a microscope. You have to use a special one.
Yeah. We have a question from chat though. APM asks, can you quick explain F2, please? F2 is so if you took two plants and you crossed them, that seeds from that would be F1. So the first generation from the parents. And then you take those seeds that you just made and you grow those out and cross those plants. That's going to be the F2, which is the second generation from the parent cross. The F2 is generally where you're going to see a lot of like the grandparent expressions. It kind of opens up the genetics of the plant. F1, you're going to see a pretty general like 50-50 of the parents. The F2s is going to be very varied in terms of the expression. And then once you take that to an F3, you're going to start to more lock in those traits and it'll become less and less varied the further you go with that line. Any thoughts? Anybody? That's it. Yeah.
I believe you.
Don't call me a liar. Just call me stupid. Oh man.
Yeah, maybe we're looking into this quantum stuff. We can hijack quantum mechanics of biosynthesis because that's a thing they're now really looking into is how quantum mechanics is actually involved in biosynthesis. So yeah, maybe we might even be able to grow plants without light.
I saw that. That they were it's electro something, electrostasis or something. They grow these plants in with electricity and darkness
Yeah,
or
things
something
like
like that. I was like, what
enzymes
the fuck?
and all sorts of weird stuff going on.
Yeah, but can you imagine like a big huge cavern underground full of plants in complete darkness? That's fucking crazy.
Help my electricity bill, sure.
Yeah. No, because they got to use it for the growing of the plant, but it's just a different way to, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much electricity it uses actually. So,
there's all
Cool.
sort of weird stuff coming about light as well.
Mhm.
It's not just it's more to light. I think that the light is actually intelligent.
That's getting into like plasma consciousness and stuff too. Energy consciousness.
There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff we seem to be learning and opening up as far as ourselves. Maybe
Mhm.
we're coming to that point now where self-discovery of does anyone talk about the pyramid stuff yet?
Oh, I saw that. That I saw the headlines for it, but I haven't read it yet. But that's something
That's
that's
weird.
interesting.
That's some if that's real, yeah, that puts everything that we know in the bin.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And that's, you know what? Oh fuck. There was a prophecy by Ingo Swann, the mentalist, that said something like there's a revelation coming when a certain constellation lines up and the paw of the Sphinx will open up and we will have access to all the knowledge or some shit. And
Age
that's
of
it's
Aquarius.
happening. It's happening. Like it's
It's called
happening.
the golden age. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
So
the golden age where we're coming out of the stupor of being under the spell and the trickery of the powers and the people that, or whatever's running this game console that we're in, is it's a cycle. We had the dark ages. We're now in the gold. We're now coming through into the golden age, what they call the age of Aquarius. All sorts of names have been given to it and stuff. The veil has been lifted.
it's a part of the cycles. I
Yeah,
know.
The
I just
dawning
was
of Aquarius.
Yeah, I was gonna say
there's
sorry, everybody. We've gone way off topic, but I think that's just how this show's gonna be. Like, we're gonna veer into some weird shit, and if you bear with us, we'll get back to cannabis at some point because we are all interested in this. At least, me and Ice and I think Jace sounds like he knows a little something.
Well, it's the cannabis that gets us into this weird shit to begin
That
with.
is definitely true. That was my story. Was cannabis to mushrooms to meditation to paranormal.
where did all the debate go? I love to sit down and debate and just chat ins and outs and stuff, because we don't generally do this anymore because people get offended and upset if you've got an opinion that might be a little bit different or a little bit out there, and people can be a little bit, I don't know, but this our community is not like, because we are these sort of like, we have
Yeah,
opened our thought patterns just by consuming. We already sort of like want to be different and explore ourselves a little bit more.
yeah. And I think that cannabis is a gateway drug to spirituality if you use
Exactly.
it the right way.
To yourself.
Yeah,
To
to the
yourself. Yeah,
yeah.
in my opinion, yeah. You call it spirituality, but where
Well,
does that originally
self
come from?
spirit,
Yeah,
like self contemplation, and it puts you, I think, when you're high, you're a lot more aware of being in the moment, and that's just like a basic mindfulness thing, and then that can turn into self-reflection very easily. And some people don't like that shit, they don't want to think about themselves, they don't want to face it, but it's
that's how
definitely
you
worth it,
grow. That's how you
do the
grow.
work the
That's a part of
shadows and all
growing.
that. Yeah.
We grow in many ways. We grow in the garden, and we grow in ourselves. And if you're not growing and learning and stuff, it's like, what are you doing? You're just drifting. I don't know.
What?
You're
Sorry,
not.
I missed. I was reading chat.
I just said, if you're not learning and
Mm,
growing, what are you doing? Just drifting.
yeah, yeah. Spinning your tires and making a lot of movement, not going anywhere. Yeah, but that's definitely what it is. That cannabis is.
I've got that love and life bug back again at the moment.
That's good.
Mhm.
Yeah, I go through it too, and I found the microdosing has been helping a lot. I just been back on it since we talked about it. I've been doing it pretty frequently. I've been trying to meditate every day, and I've been trying to have the whole goal of the meditation when it started was self-reflection, but then it turned into like trying to have an out-of-body experience, and that's like my thing right now because I've done it 3 times and it was fucking cool. And then I can't like make it happen, so I just meditate as much as I can, and then maybe I'll have a chance to do it again. So yeah, it's just fun.
Grounding mat. Get yourself a grounding mat. That'll help your meditation out big time. You can feel. You can really feel once you're in that meditative state, and you can feel that vibrating and pulsing all throughout your whole body when you sat on
Mm,
one of them mats, and you get into that stage, and you're like, I'm buzzing
hmm
all over, in and it's
hmm
like that
The
is a really,
vibrational state. Yeah.
yeah, that's that's weird. I like it, but it is, it does open you up to a lot of stuff.
I'll tell you this story real quick about my first intentional out of body experience, if you guys are okay with that, because it's a funny story.
Yeah.
Um, so I was laying on my back on my bed, listening to like a hemi sync binaural beats meditation thing, and I felt the vibrational state like start to happen. So I'm like, cool, I'm gonna do this, and I tried to do the rollout technique, which is where you literally just imagine yourself rolling out of your body and you like pop out of your body essentially. Um, I did it too hard and I rolled off the side of the bed and I fell down in between the bed and the bedside table, right? My head's like wedged and I'm staring at the ceiling and I'm like, what the fuck? Damn it. I just rolled off the bed. And then I realized, wait a minute, I didn't feel anything. That should have hurt like hell, but I didn't feel any of it. And then I realized I'm looking at the ceiling, but I'm wearing an eye mask. And then I realized, holy shit, it worked. I'm out of my body. And then I snapped back into my body and woke up. It was like, damn. But it was pretty cool.
Wow.
So yeah,
I've had I've had a
Art
few
Man's
times
listening,
where
so he was asking me about it.
I've
Or
had
I
a
was,
few times where I've slammed down back on the bed, not long
hmm
after dropping off to sleep, and it feels like you've been dropped onto the bed from a height.
yeah.
What that it I'll see my partner do it, and it's just like you go one of them, like when
hmm
you're just dropping off. That weirds me out. It's like you just unplugged from the matrix at that point.
Or you plugged back in.
It's I've actually had visual, like the because I used to try and keep myself awake for because I used to suffer with bad dreams and shit when I was a kid. But I can actually used to visualize like shutting down. I used to get this white flash, but everything just and
hmm
that was it. I'd be asleep. Right. I could feel that point
hmm
because I was trying to not go to sleep, but at some point in time, that just comes.
hmm You just gotta just be real still for a long time. Real quick, I wanted to shout out Abolished in the chat. I give him shit about autos so much, and apparently he's got some autos from J5 that are the ones that I made. So that's amazing. Awesome, man.
Nice.
I hope that you do grow them, and I hope that you like them because Tao grew them, and I guess he, did pretty well with them with 2 and 1 gallon pots and just worm castings, and had a pretty decent, yield for personal smoke. So, um, yeah, man, that'll be awesome. And also, yeah, Artman says, don't forget, Let's Be Buds has Tic Tac Toke tonight. So everybody should head over there after this and see what's going on with Uncle Rick. And you can call him Big Pimpin in the chat because he loves it. It's kind of a joke from back in the day, and I think it would be hilarious if everybody did it. So we should all do that.
Pimping ain't
Anyways,
easy.
what?
Pimping ain't easy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so yeah, definitely do that if you remember to. But um also, yeah, coming up here, I'm going to be probably having to take at least one more day off of the show to do moving stuff. And then when we actually move, I don't know how many days we'll have to miss as well, but I'm gonna try and keep it going, even if I have to do it from like, the car driving across the country. We'll all hang out and um or something like that. We'll figure it out. But definitely make it a priority to keep this as regular as possible on Wednesdays and Sundays, 7 p.m. and noon respectively. So I'm really grateful that all you guys came on, and I'm really grateful that chat was understanding about our swerve into consciousness and metaphysics and quantum mechanics and things like that. So
I
um
can't help it.
it
Sorry.
is it's something, it's that niche thing, that those people, if we like it, we are obsessed about it, and then
Exactly.
we
I'm
talk about it a
obsessed.
lot. So
You lot are you
but
the ones that I can talk to about it because everyone else is already shut off to me. You know. You know how it is.
yeah,
The wife's not interested.
yeah, no, we were talking about it the other day, and my wife said something like, I could never get as deep as you do in meditation. And I was like, well, you don't meditate at all. So you don't know. Like, so shout out to the seed spouse. She has been killing it with the packing. And if she hears this, you should go meditate. Awesome. But yeah, we got 5 minutes left. So let's go around, do our final thoughts and shout outs and stuff, and then everybody should head over to Uncle Rick's. We'll have a minute or two for people to to go get a snack or refill their bowls or whatever, before you go check in with Big Pimpin over there in chat, please. All right, let's start with Rocco 240 NZ, if you want to give your final thoughts and tell people where they can find you.
Oh yeah, cheers. Cheers, guys. Thanks again, chat, for the love right at the start and when I first came on. Thanks, obviously, Sid Person, for letting me on. And obviously, I said, no, okay, Jace, you're being real good people, and I'll definitely be sending you my address there, I said, no, for sure.
No worries.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm kind of Rocco kind of Ferguson on Instagram, and I don't really have any content on there, but it's just yeah, just me doing the family thing, really. But much love, and thank you very much for your guys' help with this my situation, and hopefully I'll keep you posted and updated when hopefully I'll beat these things.
Yeah, man, thanks for coming on, and definitely don't give up on those plants there, because you got some good advice, and I think it would be good if you try to save them, just because you'll feel better about everything if you at least give it a
Don't put
try.
it out there. Don't put it out there as doom and gloom. Always have a look on the positive side of things, and you might actually change the situation just with your thought patterns. You know,
Mhm.
you never know.
Yeah, yeah,
But
awesome. Thank you very much. I
you
love
can't
it.
bring that negative stuff towards you. Law of attraction is really key to this game that we're playing.
Mhm.
Well, it's a great learning opportunity anyway.
Well, we'll keep giving us updates, and we can jump over to Ice and I if you'd like to tell people where they can find you and your music.
Yeah, you can just find me on Instagram. I've got my normal channel there. It's hard to find because it's shadow banned. I couldn't even find that myself when I searched for it. So, you know, I'll start the Iceni music. So it's just Iceni_music. It's pretty easy. Yeah, that's where you can find me. And you can find me in all the chat rooms with everyone else. If I can find them.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to put up posts when I first was in the community on my Instagram of where is everybody in chat right now, and tell me where I can go next, and shit. So I love hanging out with everybody. Last but not least, let's go over to OKJace20 if you want to tell people where they can find you and give your final thoughts and shout outs.
You can find me on Instagram, OKJs20. Hey, I just want to give a shout out to the chat. Thanks for stopping by, hanging out with us again. Shout out to the panel. Rocco's cool seeing you on here. Hope you get those seeds going here pretty soon. And thanks, C Person, for hosting. I'll see you guys next time. Grow low.
Thank you, Jace. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing your plants and giving us updates. And I can't wait to see what you do with that trim bin and these plants that you're going to be taking down pretty soon. Yeah, definitely excited to see what happens there. And I want to shout out to Caveman, who was on here earlier, came on, and was there anybody else? Who else was here? I think it was just Caveman. Yeah, shout out to Caveman. Go check out his Instagram and see if you want to, test some old school shit for him. So, with that being said, I'm seedperson1 on Instagram, or seedperson1 at gmail.com. And I appreciate everybody being here, and anybody that listens to this afterwards, feel free to join us live on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern or Sundays at noon Eastern. And yeah, grow love, everybody, and share the seeds around if you can. And everybody go check out Let's Be Buds. Grow love.